There's so many different great leaders in the history of sports, from great coaches like Phil Jackson and Bill Belichick to great players like Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan. Each one of these leaders has a unique way of leading and a different style. For me, I may be a little bit biased due to my diehard Houston Rockets fandom, but I believe that Rudy Tomjanovich is the greatest leader in the history of sports. Little background on Rudy Tomjanovich. He was the head coach for the Houston Rockets in the 1990s when they won back-to-back NBA championships. In his early life, he grew up in Michigan, attended the University of Michigan where he played collegiate basketball. He was drafted second overall to the San Diego Rockets in 1970. In 1971, the Rockets moved from San Diego to Houston and it became the Houston Rockets. During his playing career, he was very well respected. A lot of the older veterans in the NBA said from the get-go that there was always something about this kid, that he could walk into a locker room and immediately demand the respect of others just by his presence. Leadership by example in a way. As he had a very successful NBA career, he garnered the respect from his peers in the way that he carried himself, his leadership, and his play. He had an 11-year career. He was a 5-time All-Star and was always one of the most knowledgeable players on the court at any time. There was a clear avenue to coaching when he was done. Everyone could see that. So Rudy T, as a player, some qualities of leadership that he displayed were he was a great teammate, he was a great leader by example. As I said, he kind of demanded the respect from the room. It wasn't really something you could put your finger on. It was just one of those guys who you're like, okay, like I respect this guy. He knows what he's doing, and he wants the best for the team. So after Rudy's career in playing was over, he moved on to becoming a scout in the Houston Rockets department. He was with the Rockets for 10 years in scouting and assistant coaching roles before he became the head coach in 1992. What Rudy T did in the first season in Houston was historical. He was the first coach to ever lead a lottery team the year before to a division title the next year. It was a turnaround that was both unheard of and unexpected. Rudy T, when he got into the league as a coach, was really known for his instinctive, hands-on managerial style. He was great at developing and teaching players, but he was also very intense. He had a way of inspiring his players, inspiring his assistant coaches, and inspiring a city, in the case of Houston, where he led them to back-to-back world championships and had the famous quote of saying, "Never underestimate the heart of a champion." That right there sounds like someone I would want to play for. And there's also evidenced by the multiple Hall of Famers that actually requested trades to Houston during his tenure as head coach there. Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, and Scottie Pippen, all three Hall of Famers, actually requested to uproot their families, their lives, to go play for the Houston Rockets under coach Rudy Tomjanovich. Rudy T was also labeled as a player's coach. That is one of his leadership qualities that really helped him become the person and the coach that he is. Players love to play for him. He demanded their respect, but also seemed like he was one of the guys, one of their friends. It sounds easy, but a lot of players' coaches are unsuccessful because they're not respected enough from their players. And so Rudy T did a great job of balancing that and demanding the respect from his players. Rudy T also was a very innovative thinker. He really brought the three-point shot to the Rockets in the 90s, and he played around Hakeem and had a way of inspiring his players. So for all those reasons, in addition to being a 2-time world championship and thinking outside the box, inspiring people, leading by example, that is why I believe Rudy Tomjanovich is the greatest leader in the history of sports.